The Deluxe Edition Network, also known as The Den, is an incredible podcast network that offers a wide variety of entertaining and informative podcasts.
With a lineup of shows covering various topics, such as interviews with a wide variety of guests, history, music, relationships, true crime, and so much more. The Den provides content that caters to a diverse range of interests.
The hosts and guests on the Deluxe Edition Network demonstrate a deep passion and expertise in their respective fields, making each episode on each show engaging and thought-provoking.
The network fosters a sense of community by encouraging listeners to interact through live chats, social media, and forums, creating an inclusive environment for discussion and sharing opinions.
With its commitment to high-quality production, the shows in the Deluxe Edition Network continue to captivate and entertain its ever-growing audience.
Whether you're a podcast enthusiast or someone looking to explore new topics, The Den is a fantastic platform to dive into and uncover fascinating insights from experts in their fields.
The Deluxe Edition Network is the home of independent awesomeness.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Spencer from Under Oath and my solo project, Slow Tide. I have a new single that just came out called Don't Trip. It's available anywhere you stream music. Please give it a listen, share it with your friends. My buddy Aaron Gillespie's actually ripping the drums on this one. So yeah, help me spread the word, and you can follow Slow Tide at SLOTIDE band on all socials. Thank you to Bacon Is My Podcast for always sharing my stuff. Much love. Peace.
Hold the remote.
I haven't had it.
Remote for that.
This is my first alcohol in a while.
Why?
Oh, cool.
I haven't been drinking.
We can talk about that too.
Okay.
That sounds like torture.
Yeah.
Good thing I hang out with him all the time. Because that's not like torture.
Right.
Not having alcohol?
Around me all the time.
No, being around him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
I don't eat alcohol.
This is like a real talk show now because we got the coffee cups.
Yeah.
We need the Bacon Is My Podcast coffee cup.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I'll get on it.
Yeah.
Right away.
And one of us can be like Andy Richter and just laugh at it.
Should we do the X's on the coffee cup, or should we do a different kind of design, like something?
Do it with like a crescent moon.
Yeah, like a
late night
something,
show.
Like something cheesy late night.
Conan or something.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
So yeah, hey,
that's gonna happen. Hey,
hi,
what's going on?
We have an extra.
Yeah, we have a welcome to Bacon Is My Podcast.
Good evening, Planet Earth. Oh wait, wrong show.
It's a life podcast.
Sorry.
It's a podcast about all things that make your life a little bit more delicious.
This is more delicious, and what's very weird about mugs. We need to figure this out.
Right.
This, like, the outside feels like I'm gonna burn my face off.
Right. I was just thinking the same thing.
Like, I am totally gonna burn my face off, and then I drank it, and I was like, "Ow." The cup hurts my lips, but not the drink.
Right, yeah. So
my innards, which I thought were going to be completely liquefied from the heat of the drink, is not liquefied.
But lips are burnt.
It feels
my
very
lips are,
nice.
Yeah.
So I'm Jimmy G.
And I'm Mike.
I'm Annie Stoic.
This is Annie Stoic from Jackknife Stiletto.
Yeah. Hi.
And tonight,
we
collectively, because you're all a part of it. Bacon is my passion.
Yes.
I love bacon.
Yeah. And this is Bacon Is My Podcast.
Annie, what's your bacon? Hate to put you on the spot or anything.
Yeah.
You haven't prepared for this at all?
I'm going to say...
Good thing you had no idea you were doing this.
Punk rock and sharks.
Oh, good answers.
How's that?
Both good answers.
Both very good answers.
So what about punk rock is your bacon? What makes that your bacon?
Just, the whole the lifestyle, the music.
It's salty like bacon.
Yeah.
It can be salty.
It can be sassy.
To be punk, you gotta be salty.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like a nice salty bacon too, or caramelized. bacon.
Caramelized bacon isn't that salty though.
That's true. But if you add a little,
Well, you had a lot. You had some.
you get some salt. Yeah.
I do. I'm more of a pepper adder with my caramelized bacon. So punk rock's a bacon, and sharks.
Yes.
Right. If you know anything about Miss Stoic, you know she's a fan of sharks and Shark Week and Jaws.
Jaws.
There you go.
Yes.
Right there.
We need a bigger boat. That's what I thought.
Who doesn't?
We're in a small studio and we're not very far from the camera. I was like, I think we're gonna need a bigger boat.
We might need a bigger boat. No, we have an adequate sized boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Average can be fine.
Average can be
Fun size.
Yeah.
Average could be your bacon.
Exactly. So we have beverages, hot beverages today. I made these before we came in because it's chilly.
It's I don't like it at all.
It's starting to get chilly, and I've ordered a heater on Amazon, but just like everything is delayed.
Well, it's not too bad in here, though. I mean, there's 3 humans in here, and it's a smaller room, so we kind of...
Jim blows a lot of hot air.
I do blow a lot of hot air. A lot of hot air coming out of these lips.
But this is a nice warm alcoholic beverage we have here.
Yes, it is. A lot of whiskey.
A lot of whiskey.
We have mentioned before how whiskey is one of our bacons.
Yes.
Some chocolate. A little bit of vanilla.
Chocolate almond milk.
Some peppermint. Yeah, chocolate almond milk.
Peppermint extract.
A little peppermint extract. Couple of drops, and some cinnamon. Cinnamon just to make it not so sweet. You know, give it a little
Nice.
tang.
It's nice. It definitely makes me feel like it's getting closer to Christmas.
Yeah, it's beginning to look a lot like before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you though, it was Labor Day weekend. I wanted to get a citronella candle because we were gonna hang out outside.
Right.
Walked into Ace, not a fucking single citronella candle in there, but they sure as hell are putting up the Christmas stuff.
Wow.
That's September.
No good.
A lot of pumpkin spice and white lights.
Right. It's like, don't go ho 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 until I go gobble gobble. That's my rule.
Yeah.
That's my rule of thumb.
I can see that.
Yeah. It's like they started like a few days before Halloween. They're like, okay, we can start pushing in the Christmas stuff. You know?
No.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
we haven't
it's
even
not.
got Halloween yet.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's rude.
Yeah. But that's the world today.
This is my first alcoholic beverage in like months. So.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, like you've maybe had a sip or two when I've done a live stream or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But that's it. Yeah.
And why?
I mean, we don't. I don't drink by myself, and I don't drink at home. I don't know. We don't drink at home.
Yeah, we're not big home drinkers.
No, it's just
really.
Yeah. We were talking about it earlier. It was just kind of like I bartend.
Right.
And when I bartend, I probably have an average of between 6 and 12 shots.
Right.
On a
spot for you.
On a bartending shift, right? But other than bartending, if I'm not out at shows or I'm not out doing shows, I don't really drink. I'm one of those people that I'm a party whatever. You put something in front of me and we're at a party and it's going to be like, hey, it's going to be all night. I'm like, bring it to me. What does it do? I don't care. Bring it to me.
Yeah.
What does this do? How about if I mix up? Done.
You're a social whatever consumptionizer.
Yeah.
That's not a word.
That's fair though. That's exactly what I am.
It's a good assessment.
So then when I'm not in a party type of thing, I don't. I just don't have that the gumption.
I haven't been really drinking before that either, though. I kind of stopped drinking. I don't know why. Just kind of.
Probably because you were out with me a lot and you were driving.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. That'll happen.
Yeah.
Designated drivers.
Someone's got to drive.
She does a very good self-designation for driver.
I'll be like, I won't.
Yeah. Is that because when you go to the bar, there's no chance that you're not going to be drinking?
Maybe.
Usually.
Like,
you could drink tonight, and then like an hour in, I'm like, okay, I'll stop drinking.
Accurate.
Which is fine, because I'm, okay with
Yeah.
that. So
It's because when I start,
just like, let's just do it.
I'm like,
You got to go all the way.
let's see what tomorrow morning looks like.
Yeah.
I don't see tomorrow
not.
morning that often.
Yeah.
I get up around like 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
I hate you.
Well, I work it so that my jobs are at night.
Yeah.
So I teach in the afternoon, later in the day, because it's after kids come home from school and stuff, and then I bartend at night, and then my rehearsals are at night. So my mornings are for, video editing, podcast stuff, band stuff, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't have to be up that early for that, which is by design because I'm terrible at it. I'm just terrible at getting up early.
Yeah.
So
I have no choice. I've been working at. I've started work at 7 o'clock for like 16 years.
That's
now.
gross.
Wow, that's disgusting.
Yeah. And
It's terrible.
and then the only time that in that gap that it stopped that I didn't have to go to work at 7 o'clock, I had children, which made me get up earlier than 7 o'clock anyway.
I love my life.
Yeah, so I'm it's early always.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. Well, see, that's a good thing. That's the good thing about our podcast is that we're here for all people.
Yeah.
Right? Like
all
for those
walks of life.
For those people that are up super early in the morning and hating me because I don't have to be, you're their guy, man.
They're Team Mike.
They're like, yo, I feel you.
Hey, bud.
What's up?
Guess what time it is?
Fall.
Yes. You know what that means? That means that the trees are shedding their leaves.
Indeed. You know what does not shed leaves automatically?
Chesticles, testicles, and cheeks.
Right. So it is time for some fresh ball fall action.
Yeah.
My friends.
Manscaped, the Lawnmower 4.0, featuring their patented skin-safe technology.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you're not using Manscaped yet, what are you waiting for? Come on.
And what do your balls look like? Ooh.
Right? It's got an LED light, so if you're worried about nicking something or not being able to see, you don't have to worry, man. The lawnmower has it.
Shave in the dark.
Exactly. It's waterproof.
It is waterproof.
Go into the shower. If you don't want to make a mess outside the shower, go in the shower.
Shave in a dark shower.
Yeah, you can do that with Manscaped. If you go to manscaped.com, use the promo code BACONPOD, it'll give you 20% off and free shipping.
Free shipping.
And it's not even just for the lawnmower.
No, it's for everything. You can get the crop mops, shampoo, they have body soap, they have lotions, all kinds of things. Check it out, manscaped.com. If you can't remember the promo code, just jump over to baconsbypodcast.com and check out our sponsors page.
Always remember to clean your testicles, your chesticles, and your cheeks with Manscaped.
Yeah, man. What's your bacon?
What's up, everybody? I'm Matt, the host of the Beard Laws Podcast, a podcast that has nothing to do with beards. A podcast where we aim to entertain and interact with our live viewers, but our listeners, they're like the quiet person that never talks sitting around the bonfire because the rest of the group is so entertaining, hilarious, wild, and a little bit dumb. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and let Beard Laws and the boys, Toby, Brandon, Logan, Zach, Richie, and our occasional special guest entertain you. We're live on the Beard Laws YouTube Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and for whatever reason you want to see us and or our beards, check us out, thebeardlawspodcast.com. We're everywhere.
Right?
The struggle is real.
And for all the bartenders and wait staff and the people that I've been working with my entire life, they're like, yeah, man, I don't get up before 10. Double digits, bro. Don't call me before double digits.
I'm in the middle. Well, the dog wakes me up. Like, he knows I'll get up for him, so he'll sit and whine at the door until I get up and feed him.
See, I got one of those too.
Yeah.
And he does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
See,
6:30 or so, he's got to get up.
Oh, we trained Bruce
9.
from 9 from like birth. We were just like, you can, whatever.
But he's on the clock like 8:30. He'll start making like a little bit. I'm like, no, and then a half hour later on the dot, 9 o'clock.
Unless she's gone, in which case he doesn't bug me till 10.
He knows I'll get up.
That's amazing.
He really does.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
When's the last time he goes out at night?
Depends on who's home. Like if I get home
12-ish,
12-ish, or if I'm up late, like I have a hard time going to sleep too. So if I'm up till 3, I'll take him out before I go
But he's still up at 9 though, because he's just like,
Wait,
hey,
yeah, when
time to eat
she's home.
and go out and stuff.
Yeah, see, Bane actually, he'll go out at like 7:30, and then he won't go out until 6:37 in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's good like that, unless he's like feeling sick or whatever.
Right.
Which he was last night. But yeah, overall, doesn't bother. He just lays on the couch. Done.
Nice.
I mean, Bruce is like that too. Like he'll just, and if I'm like really tired, I'm like, no, we're not doing this now, and he'll go back to bed. So I'm like, okay.
You could tell it's getting colder though, because like for the entire summer, we'd be like, hey, you want to come up on the couch? And he'd just look at us like,
it's too hot.
Screw you guys. I'm
Right,
laying on the
you guys-
linoleum.
Well, you guys don't have an AC, right?
No.
No.
That's brutal.
It was
Yeah.
rough this summer too.
Oh, yeah.
It was
there
like
was a
the
couple of rough
worst.
days.
Yeah.
It's just like heat.
Yeah, it's like I was just like, I'm just sweating, like just like just like a permanent sweat.
Just hang out with a glow.
Yeah, that was literally for like like it was like 2 weeks where it was like that.
Yeah. That's rough. But and then I remember one of the live streams that we did. Jimmy just had this fan going in the background. We were like, Jim,
Oh yeah, that's right.
There were so many fans, not one. There was multiple
all you
fans.
just heard was in the background.
Yeah.
Jim, you got to turn that fan off. And
I was like, really?
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like 2 songs in, you could just see like just drops coming down my forehead.
It's like the hot lights at KJ's.
Right.
Only way worse.
Like I sweat a lot like when I'm playing anyway, like more than a normal person.
Yeah, you know what though? I think that's a requirement. Like,
yeah,
if you're playing, I don't think I know a single person that doesn't perspire.
No,
I think if
you're
you
doing
don't,
it wrong.
Yeah, if you're not sweating and
But I like
playing,
sweat profusely through an acoustic gig.
Yeah, no, I do that too. I do that too.
I'll
Yeah.
come
Gotta
off
wear your
stage
dorks.
with like wet hair. I'll play 2 songs and go back behind the bar from an acoustic night, and I'll be sweating.
Yeah.
People will be like, "You all right?" I'm like, yeah, it's just
Watching
it's
cops.
just what happens. Yeah. Will Ferrell is my bacon.
Oh yeah, he's a good one. Yeah.
Have you seen the that Netflix movie that he's in with?
Yes. Euro.
Yeah.
Euro.
Yes.
Something?
Yeah.
Vision.
Eurovision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not only did we see that, but we looked up a bunch of the actual Eurovision performances because we were like, "Are they really like this?" Mm-hmm. And they are.
And they got most of the contestants
yeah.
in it
Our actual
actually
Eurovision
Yeah.
performers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're like, oh, that was that person. Like it was all like
Yeah,
the
you could just
winners
see
were
'em.
actually in that movie that they did.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's
the
pretty
girl with the beard at the end
Yeah.
is like one of the main Eurovision like real performers there.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And her voice is really that good. Like it's crazy how good she sings.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was a good movie. I watched. We tried watching the Adam Sandler one, the new Adam Sandler one that they put out.
I didn't see that.
Halloween.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
I
About
haven't.
halfway.
I mean, there's a lot of Adam Sandler that I like, but there's a lot of more recent Adam Sandler that I do not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, used to be my bacon.
Yeah.
Not bacon anymore.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh, I
Happy
have a-
Gilmore is one of my bacons.
I was gonna say, I have a good Adam Sandler-ish story.
Oh, go
from
for it.
Nam, which you kind of know this story already. So you know the movie Big Daddy?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the scene where they're on the phone with the football player that was like, "I'm gonna quit" and whatever, and
Oh,
the
yeah,
guy and
yeah,
the dad
yeah,
gets
yeah.
the bell and he's like, "No, Daddy, no!" Right? That remember that guy?
Yeah, of course.
So we were at Nam. I think Roxy and I were standing online to meet the Alice in Chains, right? And
Jerry
at
Cantrell, I
yes,
think it was.
yeah. We were at the Dunlop booth, and I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, that guy looks so familiar. I'm like, what is he from? You know, and he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt, you know, bald, and I'm like, that looks like the guy from that Big Daddy movie that was like, no, Daddy, no. They're like, there's no way that's that guy. So I looked it up on my phone to see what his name was, and it was like Brandon Morale, I think. So after we met Jerry, I went over to him to give a card. I was like, oh, here's our band. He's like, oh, cool. And I was like, oh, my name's he's like, oh, I'm Brandon. I'm like, Morale? He's like, yeah. He's like, what do you know? And I'm like, did you say a line in an Adam Sandler movie? And he's like, which line? I'm like, no, Daddy, no. And he's like, yeah, that's you. I was like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. Oh. And he gave me a guitar pick with his face from it on it. It says, no, Daddy, no.
Oh, that is awesome.
But now we're Instagram friends, too. But it was like, and they were like, I can't believe you recognized him. Like, what a bizarre actor to, like.
That's a weird thing to pick out.
Yeah,
of a
like,
lineup.
yeah, because I don't recognize a lot of actors and musicians. Sure. Like, it's so hard, especially when you're at NAMM. You're like, that could be someone, that could be someone. Right. And I'm like, they're like.
Everybody acts like someone.
Right, yeah. Right. And you're like, what is he doing at the Dunlop booth? You know, and I guess he's a guitar pick collector, and he's there. I guess Dunlop makes picks for him, and it was just like one of those bizarre things.
They make
that
no daddy, no picks for
Yeah,
him.
so I have one of his no daddy, no picks, but I'm like, what a bizarre, like, thing.
Fantastic.
We actually talked about this at one of our first episodes about WrestleMania with Batista.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is great.
Yes, about how you...
I asked him the question.
She asked Batista, why is Gamora?
Yeah.
What else are you supposed to ask him?
There's nothing else to ask him. That is what you asked him.
You're quick on your feet. You did exactly what you should have done.
Yeah. I had that all day. Like, we were there for 2 days, and I was like, and I saw Batista was in the same room as, you know, the Blackhearts and everyone, and I was like, I gotta ask him why is Gamora. Like, that's like the one thing.
She kept talking about it.
Like, the one thing at WrestleMania, I gotta ask Batista why is Gamora. And he was super nice about it. At first, he thought I was like messing with him, and then he's like, oh, wait, are you a fan? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, cool. And this was like right before Endgame came out, and he's like, we're so excited for it. He's like, I don't even know what I'm in it or whatever, you know? But he was really nice, and he came to another show in Albuquerque a few months later, and he was like, oh, I remember you from WrestleMania. I'm like, cool, he remembers me. But like one of the people working with us was like, oh, we gotta like Angels of the Galaxy or something. I'm like, he's an Avenger. Like, you know, it's kind of like one of those, like, don't embarrass me in front of the Avengers. Like, you know.
See,
he's Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. God.
Yeah.
I probably would have said to myself, I need to ask, why is Gamora?
Right.
And then I'd go, sweet belly button tattoo.
Is that a tribal son?
I mean, everybody loves Batista.
Yes.
But come on. Belly button tattoo?
Hey, man. He was all about the tribals for a while.
Hurt.
He was all about the tribals for a while.
Probably hurt. Mm-hmm. Definitely hurt his pride towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
he's a big dude, too.
He's a big dude. He's wide.
Big dude. And tall, too.
He's wide.
He's wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. His shoulder width is bigger than most shoulder widths.
It's probably the width of the three of us.
Yeah, like you can't stand Batista's shoulder width apart.
That'd be good for social distancing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please stand Batista.
One Batista length.
One Batista
width. Apart.
One Batista, two Batista, three Batista, four.
I like that one.
I do too.
We should use that.
Yeah.
You need to stand one Batista. Back up one Batista.
We're going to have to tag him.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to edit that belly button comment out, though.
Right, yeah.
Otherwise, it kicked my ass.
He seems like a good sport.
He does. Yeah, Blue Tista.
Yeah.
He embraced it.
I saw an interview with him where he was talking about how when he was like during his big run and everything, he actually would hide inhalers underneath the ring because he has asthma. Yeah. And he would literally like roll under the ring to give himself inhalers during matches and stuff to keep going because he would like not be able to breathe.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah.
I actually had asthma as a kid and it sucked. It sucked a lot.
I I had asthma when I was a kid too. I didn't have to do an inhaler though.
Oh, see, inhalers, nebulizers.
Oh yeah.
Actually, to the point where I had taken too many inhalers. So if I had a certain amount of dosages in a day, they would actually make me drink black coffee.
Oh wow.
Because the heat and the caffeine open up the
okay.
bronchioles.
I feel like you told me that before. Yeah.
Oh, you know
That's
what?
interesting.
I told that story during a podcast as well.
Oh, okay. We don't know. We drink a lot.
Well, apparently not. Snob.
We drink a lot during podcasts.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? For the guy that doesn't drink, I remain remarkably sober as you fall off chairs.
I haven't fallen off a chair in a while.
Well, emotionally.
Point taken.
So yeah. So Annie's here, and we've just ignored her, pretty much. That's what we do.
No, we brought her in.
I talked about Gamora.
So you did talk about Gamora. Why is Gamora?
She told the whole story about...
So
No Doubt
like,
No.
superheroes are also one of your bacons.
Yes.
So, like that's...
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, more recently, the Avengers and stuff. Like, when I met you, it was definitely Batman.
Mm-hmm.
You were definitely like a
it's gotta be
Batman
Batman.
fan. You know?
For sure.
But I think Batman's one of those things where, like, you can't tell if someone's a comic fan by them liking Batman.
No.
Right? Because everybody likes Batman.
Right.
Batman's just awesome. Like,
and I feel like it was the most like mainstream movie that was
Yes.
like your first thing that you're able to like see, and then it's like, okay, you like the movies, do you go more into the comics or
Right.
like into more of this? So
well, it's an easy one to get into too because you don't have to really kind of believe of any supernatural stuff, and
Yeah,
also
there's
it's
not a
like
lot
it's
of it.
dark and gritty, and it was cool, and even the Burton ones, they were dark and they were fantastic and stuff, but there was still this element of like badass
Yeah.
that was there, and so Batman's just one of those like easy ins for people, and then they decide from there like, do I also like Spider-Man or do I? Am I not into, I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah. So.
Well, it's funny, too, because in the beginning, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, Guardians of the Galaxy is not going to get over that well because...
I was surprised.
I was too, because I was like, I don't know if I'm interested in seeing this, but then I was like,
Right.
okay, this is a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, I knew of them from the comics and stuff. But
Yeah.
the way that it was reimaged and just the way it was written it was really well done.
Well, did you see it? Was your first time seeing it when we went? When we were in?
That was 2.
That was 2.
That was
okay.
2.
That's right. Yeah, because I couldn't remember which one that was. Because I remember I had seen one of them, and I was like, we gotta.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You got to see it.
Yeah, that was 2.
Yeah.
That was 2. I wanted to go see 2. I don't remember what. I think it was because of the scheduling and
Right.
I had rehearsal and whatever else. But yeah, we saw it in Seattle.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
We got picked up by the guy who thought he saw dead bodies on the road. Great. It was great. But yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, that's definitely a surprise winning franchise.
I have the same kind of feel about the Eternals.
Yeah,
I don't know how that's going to go over.
I
But at this point,
the same.
It's kind of like
the same thing, and it's just like the Robert Pattinson Batman.
Right. I think that's going to be great.
Everybody, they saw Heath Ledger and they go, "This is going to suck."
Yeah.
And then here we are.
And they said the same thing about Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Well,
I think Christian Bale might be
young.
the only one that people were like, that could be cool.
Yeah. Well, American Psycho.
But there was a little bit of backlash because it was like, he and Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's my Batman.
Yeah.
Right? There was some of that going on.
Well, between that was Batnips.
That's true.
And Clooney.
Oh,
fuck.
man.
We just rewatched all those Batmans.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, you hadn't seen all of them.
I didn't see the George Clooney one, or like I've seen like little parts of it, but I never like watch
Yeah.
the
you
whole
didn't miss
things.
much.
Well, I was like, do you want to see this so now you know why?
Yeah.
everybody's feeling the way they do.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, I want to see it. I got to check it out."
Is that
I have
the
to
one
know why this
Jim
is a
Carrey
dumpster
was in?
fire.
I got.
No, Jim Carrey was in the second one with what was his name? It was,
that's the third.
Val Kilmer.
I liked him.
Third one.
I
Third
liked
one.
him
Val
as.
Kilmer.
See, I liked him as Bruce Wayne.
Val Kilmer was good.
Yeah.
His Batman bat nipples,
Yeah.
not so good.
Yeah, and like they just gave him such corny stuff. Like I don't want to see Batman be like, "Chicks take the car." Be like, shut up. Like, come on.
Batman's not supposed to be witty and
Yeah,
charming.
exactly.
He's supposed to be just badass,
Just brooding and like
angry.
You want to be like, dude, just chill.
Yeah, right. This dude's really intense.
Yeah, you
I'm
gotta
gonna step away from.
You gotta
just
dial
a
it back just a little bit.
minute. Yeah.
Timeout.
Yeah.
Have you guys checked out baconismypodcast.com yet?
It's like the portal to everything Bacon is My Podcast. It's got episodes. It's got music.
Yeah.
It's got swag.
Yeah.
And it has a portal to all of our sponsors, our awesome sponsors like GrillYourAssOff.com, Drink Wild Bills, Manscaped, and, of course, Mythical Beards.
Mythical Beards, yeah. So check it out. I mean, you can just, from one page, find so many things.
Yes.
Right? Check out our swag. Check out their swag. Get those discount codes and just, help out the show.
Exactly. And always remember to ask yourself one super important question.
What's your bacon?
Yep.
Hey, this is Sammy from Barrel Aged Chicks, and I'm here with Yen.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing, Yen?
I'm feeling amazing.
Yes, you are. Well, what we're here to do today is talk about where you can find Barrel Aged Chicks. You can find us on Google Podcast,
Apple Podcasts,
Spotify,
Anchor,
and Good Pods.
Yep.
On the Barrel Aged Chicks, we have myself, Sammy. We have
Yen,
of course. And then we have Snow, Crystal, and Harley.
Yep.
We enjoy talking about everything from movies to being current moms to being just the ladies of the Barrel Aged Flicks boys and their shenanigans in general.
Please join us without kids. Thank you.
Yes, our podcast is explicit content, so it is definitely not for little ears. But come out, let your hair down to hear the chick side of things.
Whoop, whoop.
It's a shit show.
Please join us. We need some mom time.
Yeah, that's my Batman.
Yeah, definitely.
But Bill didn't really do that as Batman either.
No, nobody's really done
He just
that.
did a really bad voice.
Yeah, he definitely
Swear
did.
to me.
He definitely, yeah.
Where are they?
I think Ben Affleck did a good, like, super intense Batman.
I gotta tell you,
I'm still on the fence with him because I just think of him from like he's just not that into you, and I'm like can't get it. I'm just like chick flicks.
Yeah, but same thing with the Joker from Dark Knight. You know, he was in what 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, I didn't really watch
singing.
that.
What was that?
So, yeah, he was singing terribly.
Yeah.
Walking down the bleachers.
I get. Yeah, I feel like
down
Ben
the
Affleck
stairs.
was more like recent to me. It was like more,
Right.
So
Batfleck, I thought he was really good as Bruce Wayne.
I did too.
I was
did too.
really looking forward to it.
I liked him as Batman too. I really did. I was anxious for where his version was going to go.
Yes.
I thought that was cool, and I'm more anxious now because of like he's going back in and reshooting parts and like I'm actually I think I know they're bringing back Jared Leto's Joker as well, and I'm anxious to see because he is a really great actor.
I didn't like him in the.
And
I couldn't
they
get into that
handed
Joker.
him
Really?
crap.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I thought he was a really bad Joker. Again, like you said, probably a lot of it had to do with the writing.
Yeah. Well, and also he looked like a really bad Joker.
Right.
Like if he looked better, if you just listen to him deliver his lines and stuff like that, I didn't mind that take on the Joker. That gang lord.
Yeah, mob boss. Yeah.
I don't mind that. Like that's okay to me. It's a little bit of Joker meets Black Mask type of thing going on, but like that didn't kill it for me. I was like, okay, it's a different take. You know, and in some of the comics, he is kind of a mob boss, and I've seen that version of the Joker, and they took it right out of some of the more recent New 52 stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that they made him look so corny.
Like
the
he
tattoos.
looked like too like put together.
On the forehead.
Yeah.
He looked too pretty, I think. Like he looked too well put together.
He looked like
you know?
the reject, and this is saying a lot, but he looked like a reject member of Crazy Town. And
sugar.
And for you to be rejected from that,
sugar baby, you're my butterfly.
That's saying something.
Yeah, that's gonna stick with me.
Yeah, well,
that's gonna stick with me now.
That's what it's meant to do.
But I do think that if they let him veer away from that version from that movie and let him kind of be a Joker in these reshoots, I think he can redeem it because man, I think he's a good actor. I really do. He was great in the movie where he played the guy that shot Lennon. Yeah. He was awesome. He was great in Fight Club.
Yeah.
You know, like he's a good actor.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Jared Leto. I'm not a fan of what the DC extended universe or whatever the heck it's called. I'm not a fan of what that's doing to things that I enjoy.
Yeah.
But the Joker movie was really good.
That was really sad.
That was
and really depressing.
Really
it's good. Great.
And it was good.
So good.
For me, there was no payoff.
I laughed at way too many inappropriate times.
I had such a payoff from that movie. I loved the ending. Like if it had not ended like that left it to where like he made all of this up. Like that to me, that made it perfect. Yeah. Like because the thing I hated going into the Joker movie is that I don't want to see the Joker as an anti-hero. I don't want him humanized. Yeah. I don't want any of that shit. I love the fact that the Joker is chaos. I love the fact that his backstory changes all the time. That was from the comics and also like hinted to in the movies. I love that. I love that the Joker in the movies has had different backgrounds. Right. I like that too because it all leads into this. You're not supposed to feel for him. You're not supposed to like empathize with him. He's not a Thanos to where you go, man, dude's got some points. You know, like I hate what he's doing, but God, he's coming from a really like good place.
Yeah.
Where he's doing it. He's just fucking up the ending, right? The Joker to me is just pure. It's not even evil, just chaos for chaos sake. And that makes him an incredible villain. Right? And like super charismatic, but in a creepy way where you're not like, you don't leave any scene liking him. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to be like enraptured by it. Like, I want to see more of this. And I kind of hate myself for wanting to see more of this. Right? And so going into that movie, I was like, they're going to humanize him. I don't want to see that. They're going to make me fucking feel sorry for him. They're going to make me feel like, oh man, anybody could become the Joker if they had that bad day, you know, like, and I hate that. And what they did is they did that throughout the whole movie. And then right at the end, they were like, hey, you remember how Joker makes up all of his fucking stories? Maybe he just made this shit up. And then you start thinking back to the movie and you're like, every time he like had a vision or something, the clock was on the same time. It was from that white room. All these things that led up to like, none of this was real. And he just killed that chick after he told her this story.
Yeah.
And walked out. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect.
I don't know. It didn't resonate with me.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know.
I should have said spoilers. I should have said
spoilers. Spoiler alert.
Into it,
yeah.
I thought you, yeah. Oh, well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't seen the Joker movie by now and you're a fan, then shut up. You deserve to have it spoiled.
Shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How dare you?
I almost felt more depressed after that. Almost. Not quite all the way. than Logan.
Oh,
That's
so
a really
good.
good movie.
It was really
so
depressing.
good. Oh man, that hit me
Yeah.
right in the chest.
I don't know why. Oh, I know why. Because they put out the black and white version of it.
I haven't seen that.
Oh.
I want to see it so bad because it's like I heard that they might release it in black and white to begin with, and I was like, oh, what a cool idea, and then I was getting like kind of like Sin City vibes from thinking about it.
Yeah, no, it's just straight up black and white. Like
Cool.
the movie.
Yeah, I gotta see it.
So it came out and it was on like DVD or Blu-ray, whatever it was, and I'd seen it in the theater. So I decided one night, Jen was out, kids were out, sleeping. So you know what, I'm gonna pop this one in, and I was so depressed. She walked in. Again, spoilers. When Logan and Professor X go to that family's house,
right
on the farm, and she sits down and she goes, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is
it gets heavy, man. It's a heavy movie."
She goes, "It's a comic. Okay, it's a comic book movie," and then the whole army of comes in, and X-24 is there, and she just watched as everybody was just killed and maimed. She goes, "What is this? This is an X-Men movie?" I said, "Yeah, this is an X-Men movie." She's like, "It's in black. I'll see you later." It's so depressing, but it's even more depressing in black and white.
Isn't it amazing how a comic book movie can do that?
Like Infinity War, like grown men walking out of the theater crying.
I'm a grown man, and I was tearing up at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
I am not ashamed to say it.
End of an era.
Every time I've seen it.
Yeah.
So even when I knew it was coming, like
no.
Black Widow, man.
Why?
Dude,
that Black Widow scene. Every time I'm just like,
no, don't
it's
do
okay.
it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. It's a superhero movie.
Yeah, she's getting a prequel.
I know how it ends.
She's gonna get a prequel.
I know how it ends. She's gonna come back.
Lo and behold, she's gonna come back.
Yeah.
In a prequel.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. She's back.
Yeah.
Well, and we might find out. Like I've seen a couple like theories.
Budapest.
Uh-oh.
A couple of theories about it because that other girl that is the other kind of like Black Widow-esque person in that, and there's a couple of scenes that show them on tables with like lines around their face similar to the Face Off movie. And there's rumors that we're going to find out that Natasha had her face swapped with this other girl, and the Black Widow from Endgame was actually this other.
Oh.
Shenanigans.
If that happens and it ruins any of your lives, I'm sorry. I have zero insider information. I just read something that said that, and it was like, oh, wow, I could see them going that route. I think it's way more likely that we're going to see people come back because of the multiverse thing.
Yeah, that's
I think that's a much more likely scenario. But I still find that interesting. Like that would be what a crazy thing to do to like have that, drag everybody through that, and then like put out a prequel that shows that it wasn't her.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
I was so invested.
You're like,
I did a podcast about it.
I know certain people in certain bands that I know that their heads will explode because they'll be like, see, I knew it. There were no consequences.
Yeah.
She's alive.
Yeah. Consequences, you know what?
Dude, it's a comic book movie.
It's a comic book movie.
I don't need stakes. I just
a lot like
I just
a
want to
horror
be
movie.
into the story.
It's a lot like a horror movie. People go, oh, logically this doesn't make sense. Or
Right.
It's like, yeah, this
Yeah.
guy.
What are you doing?
You are watching the 15th movie in the 15th sequel of this series.
Right.
Well, what are you questioning?
Don't
go in the first place.
They're on an aircraft carrier that flies. Let's just stop.
Right. Right. Yeah. You know, why are they coming back? It doesn't make sense.
If you're
don't question it.
If you're gonna start with the logic thing, just turn Iron Man off and go home and just stop.
Yeah.
Watch documentaries. You
right.
Boring person. I do like documentaries though.
Yeah, I
like them a lot. I do like them a lot.
Yeah, I'm into those.
But also Marvel. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we went from Batman to
yeah.
What was it that would you have called yourself a comic book movie fan or just a Batman fan? And if it was
I mean,
just
the
Batman,
Spider-Man movies came with the
Tobey Maguire.
So I liked those. So I watched because those kind of came out relatively, within a few years of Batman. So
Right.
I liked all of those movies, but I never really watched like Iron Man and stuff like that until you made me watch them, and I was like, oh, I love these. I love Iron Man. Like
You're
Iron
welcome.
Man's probably one of my favorites. Like
Yeah,
I love
it's
how
such a
he
good movie.
like like he's like so snotty and like arrogant. I just love that, But Wonder Woman, when I saw that, I was just like that was such like
that
a big
changed your life.
It really did. Like I was like, I'm doing kickboxing. I want to kill. I want to just punch people. I want to kick like that. Like I want to be able to do all of that, And I follow Gal Gadot. I just think, and she's so good at it that I'm just like, and she did a lot of the stunts in that, and I was just like, she's amazing. The movie was just put together so well. It's just a beautiful
that movie was just absolutely outstanding.
It was
I saw
very
it
much
a lot.
not like anything else DC extended universe.
Yeah, I'm on, usually
Bad.
when I'm on tour, I go to the movie theater on my days off because there's usually nothing to do besides go to a mall or movie theater or things like that. So I saw Wonder Woman a few times that summer in the movie theater. So I was like, this is just so good and such a big movie that I'm like, I want to be able to see it on the big screen. It's because you're never going to be able to do it again. Either.
Right.
So, and now we can't. So, but even the Wonder Woman movie that's coming out now that we want to see, I'm like, I want to see that in the theater. I'll wait for that.
Me too. Yeah.
And I know they keep delaying it. And I'm like, and because they're probably like, this needs to be on a big screen. And I'm like,
Right.
I will go sit in a bubble and see that on the big screen.
Yeah. Wonder Woman was a big I remember seeing Wonder Woman with you, and you just were charged up afterwards.
I'm like everything needs to change.
I'm looking at my life in a whole new way.
Yeah. And that's really the first time a movie really did that. Was I gotta change everything. I gotta be more because it was even not just her, all the women in that were so powerful.
Yeah.
All the Amazons. And I'm like, I'm not tall enough to be an Amazon, but
It's not height. It's ferocity.
Yeah.
And you are a ferocious.
Yeah, ferocious
4 foot.
I'm 5'0".
Hey.
But
you are a ferocious 5'0".
But yeah, that was a great.
Ferocious 5'0".
But when we went and
I like it.
Although another fun thing when we rewatched the Marvel universe during the quarantine time, we rewatched the Captain America movie, which is very similar to Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Wonder
Woman is very similar.
Right?
To
Yeah, that's what I mean. But you're like, wow, Wonder Woman pretty much took Captain America and just leveled it up.
Yeah.
Because they have the same scenes, I know, and it's in the same time period, so I'm sure a lot of movies in that time period
Right.
are
They
like
definitely
that.
you lay them out a certain way because you've still got your it's a hero's journey type of movie on both of them. So you've got to have your creation of the hero, then the thing that's going to be in their way, and then their moment where they kind of step out. But that I think in Captain America, it was when he went in to save all the guys behind enemy lines, right? Yeah. And that was awesome. But man, that scene where Wonder Woman's walking over the field, just getting shot at, and she and the whole army behind her is she's doing it, and she inspires everybody. That scene is just she's so badass. She's just walking and just just knocking bullets out of the way.
Yeah.
You're just like, holy shit! Like this is
badass.
This is a really well done shot.
Yeah.
Like, whatever this is.
Like they just.
I am inspired right now.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever wondered how you could actually help the show out? I mean, not just like listening and giving a 5-star review or buying a T-shirt or working with
a little bit
sponsors.
of extra zazz.
Yeah. Are you one of those people that likes extra stuff? That likes a little bit more? Can't spell extraordinary without that little extra.
Exactly. So if you like that stuff, if you want a little bit of extra bacon, like tasting shows and cooking shows and early access to episodes, I mean, shoot, you can't get any earlier than live.
That's true.
Every week we do our discussion and drinks live for our patrons over at patreon.com/baconismypodcast.
Check it out. Check out the tiers. See what's right for you. Help us out. We love you. Thanks for being a part of it. Remember to ask yourself, what's your bacon?
So yeah, that was definitely like a
It's
level
like
up.
they have like the bar scene where they're making their team, and then Wonder Woman they do the same thing. They're in the bar making their team, and I'm like, well, there's a lot of
parallels.
Parallels, and then he's in the plane and he's gonna die, and then Captain America's ending in the plane and he's gonna die, and I'm like, what?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But both great movies, but Wonder Woman I feel like just like stepped it up where you're like that. Like I think we watched like a YouTube video on because they did a side by side on like where these parts, but like that's where
I didn't watch that. You searched for that on your own.
We
I never
watched
saw
it together.
I don't remember that at all. That was
okay.
That was something you did.
Okay. I was like, these movies are similar, and then someone compared them like scene by scene of what the differences were, but the main thing was like the first their costume, I guess, reveal, and how Captain America's first reveal of his new thing was like him coming in guns blazing, and that was it. Her reveal is her stepping up into the field, and you finally see her outfit, and just like it's just like gives you chills. But him, it's just like, I'm here, here's my new thing, boom, 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 boom. And, it's kind of like they,
Right.
It's like you compare the two, and you're like, okay,
that's why
up the game. Yeah.
That wasn't like just a extremely well done movie.
Yeah.
Like I love that movie.
Yeah,
it's
like
really
anyone.
Patty Jenkins killed it.
Yeah.
Like that was like the perfect
combo
team to put together for that.
Yeah.
Like, and when Gal Gadot got signed up as Wonder Woman, man, the hate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
she's not tall enough.
She's not big enough. She's not. She can't have enough muscles. And it's like, man, what do you think Wonder Woman looks like?
like which Wonder Woman are you looking at?
Yeah. Like, I mean, sure. Like in some of the comics, she's big, but she ain't She-Hulk. You know what I mean? Like she passes as a normal human when she's not
Wonder
Woman. Diana Prince looks like. Okay, she looks like a model,
right?
But
she's not.
But she doesn't look like, man, that chick's huge. Like, it's not like
she's.
You don't want to arm wrestle her. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just I like that movie, but it was not. I can't stand that series of movies.
DC.
There's the DC ones. Yeah.
I feel like that one was like so separate. Like I feel like it's like
that's what saves it because they were able to take it out of the time period altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked aspects of a lot of the movies. There were parts of Aquaman that I dug.
I think they did a good job.
I think he's a perfect
pick
for Aquaman. I think he's great because you can't make Aquaman the weird blonde dude in green pants that he is in the comics. You just can't.
I can't get past that.
Right? So Jason Momoa, you give it to him and it's like, Aquaman would probably look Polynesian. He wouldn't be fair-skinned and blonde. He's Aquaman. So I thought he was a good pick. I thought that I liked how they told the story. I thought some of it was cheesy looking, but how do you not do that when you're talking about everything's underwater?
Yeah.
But also, man, they made that look cool underwater. Like that's pretty awesome. You had to do most of that movie underwater, which then makes it into like the reverse of a space movie, you know? So you got to kind of have that. So you got to think of it. I got to think of it in terms like when I watch Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm waiting to see, I know that I'm going to see creatures and things speaking that look weird and ridiculous and just out there. And so I've got to kind of assume that the same thing's going to happen if you're doing the whole thing underwater.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that did that for me. Willem Dafoe's great no matter what he does. So
Yeah, he's just...
him being in it was also a awesome thing. You know, they had a good cast. So I liked aspects of that. I like the casting for Flash.
Yeah.
I think he's really good.
He's good. I always forget he's like the intern guy in the Amy Schumer movie Trainwreck.
Oh,
you ever see that?
Yeah, that's right.
So like when I first saw him, I'm like, wait, is that kid from Trainwreck?
Yeah. Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good little when you have to like differentiate the actors from like weird things that they've done. You're like, oh wait, now you're a superhero, but you were like the weird intern in that movie.
So you like to pick out the oddball actors
yeah,
from movies.
Yeah. Yeah, like sometimes it's hard for me to separate the actor from previous movies I've seen, I guess.
Okay.
You know?
Right. Sometimes they go on and become the Flash. Sometimes they have pics made at Nan.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah.
I think also the actor's enthusiasm for the role goes a long way with me into making me kind of appreciate the film more.
That's why Tom Holland is
but that's probably also why I kind of gave a little more for Aquaman, because Jason Momoa was so into doing it.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he's filming himself cliff jump and stuff into the ocean to promote for it just on his own.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to jump off this cliff because I'm Aquaman. Jumps off a cliff. You're like, what? Cool. All right.
You're done filming, right?
Yeah, like this has nothing to do with anything. And I think that's awesome. And same thing with, what is it, Ezra Miller?
Yeah.
For the Flash. Like, he's so into being the Flash that he's like, when they lost a director, he was like, I'll write it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll write the new one. You know, and like, he wants it to be done so bad, and he's so into it.
And then also, you know, a dude like that, he was in that crossover thing.
He did the thing with the Flash.
When we watched it, we were like, "What?
I was
How?
like, excuse me, what's happening right now?"
How'd they get him?
That's pretty awesome. That he was that dedicated to being a part of the
right.
Well, I'm glad they let that happen, like the higher ups of CW and DC or whatever, you know.
Well, they had to do something.
You know, it's like
they had to do something,
which is good. I'm glad they were able to work that out.
But those
they
guys
can't do Batman, so they got to do something.
Right.
But he could have easily, him and like other ones could have easily just been like, you know, when Justice League had the response that it did, they could have just distanced themselves from it and went on to their next films, you know. Yeah. That dude's Ezra Miller's he's in what movies is he in? It's the Fantastic Beasts movies. Mm-hmm. He's in those.
That's
right? And he's like a main character in those. He could have been like, yo, dude, I got a franchise. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm out. I don't need my name attached to this anchor. I don't need But no, he's like, yo, man, let's make the Flash. I'm into this. Let's do this. I love this character. I'm in.
My worry is that Batman vs Superman sucked.
Right.
The extended version helped.
Way better.
Because when you saw it in the theater,
40 minutes.
Yeah, you were like, "Oh, this."
Well, it was
makes...
an extra 40 minutes of story.
Yeah,
that, attached things.
Because when we first saw it, I was like, "What just happened? What happened?" Like it was so dark. I'm like, I couldn't see, literally see half the movie.
Yeah,
like, what is happening?
See, what I think happened is Zack Snyder already screwed up a superhero movie, a really good one that should have been really good, in Watchmen. He screwed that up. Visually, he didn't, but story-wise, he ruined it. Then, DC was like, hey, here's Batman and here's Superman. And he thought to himself, you know what? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I'm going to take all the really cool stories and put them all in one fucking movie. And that's why we got Dark Knight Returns and Death of Superman. And hey, let's just throw Wonder Woman in there because Batman versus Superman, we haven't been waiting years and years for it. Let's just throw her in. And you killed Batman in it. I'm sorry, you killed Superman in his second movie ever.
Right.
Well, but why?
Yeah, I feel some of the same ways. I think that one thing, if you watch Zack Snyder movies, you realize pretty quickly that as far as storytelling goes, he's very long-winded.
A little bit,
right? So I see kind of, and then after kind of reading things that were taken out of the movie and taken out of Justice League and where he had planned to go, it's like, okay, I see where you're going. You're really dragging your feet on making this story move, except for weirdly things like Doomsday and Superman happens right away.
Yeah, right.
And then there's like these long periods of like explanation and stuff. Yeah. So it's like he's not that interested in the action, and he's more interested in the storytelling in between the action. So he hurries up and does the action thing, and then like you get like 45 minutes of story.
Yeah.
Right? And when you put it all together, I liked Watchmen. I just thought Watchmen was too long. Because I thought Watchmen was pretty close to the graphic novel.
It was to a point.
You know, I mean, they changed some things that were important, you know, but that's I'm trying not to do any more spoilers, especially for movies that you may not have seen.
Oh yeah,
I didn't see it.
Right.
Somebody got it for me on Blu-ray, so if you want it, I'll send it home with you because I don't fucking watch it.
I see there were parts of it that I really liked, but again, it's parts, and then there's just these long periods in between them, and it's like that movie is 3.5 hours,
something like that,
something like that, and it's like
extended cut, too, by the way.
So. Oh, so it's like 4 hours, 4.5. So, which is very much like 2 hours too long,
right?
Right, and the same thing with Batman versus Superman. It's like the actual movie should have been an extra hour and a half. Right? And I understand why the studio was like, no, it's not going to be an extra hour and a half. We're not doing that, right? And I also understand why Justice League is going to be a 6-part series.
Right.
Right? And just putting it out wasn't good enough for him. He's doing reshoots and adding more.
From what I understand, too, I don't think he's getting money for it.
No, they put up like $20 million, and I think that's it. To cover the reshoots.
Really?
Yeah. But he's doing things like bringing in Jared Leto, who was not in the plan to be in the first one.
Right.
But now he's bringing him in. It's like, what? So you're creating new story arcs in this thing. And it's because I just think Zack Snyder has so much story in his head that he wants to get to, and he just tries to lay it all out, and then like knowing that like Cyborg was supposed to be the main part of Justice League. His story arc was supposed to be the main part of Justice League. And that was completely cut out.
Yeah.
So I wonder what that was going to be. There was going to be Green Lanterns and other things. Ryan Reynolds is coming back to do reshoots as Green Lantern for the Snyder Cut.
No.
Yes.
Really?
He is.
They only gave Snyder $20 million. What's making him do that?
Well, I don't know. And I don't know what's making these actors, because Ryan Reynolds, if you told me that he was going to do Green Lantern at all, again? Like he killed his own Green Lantern in Deadpool 2.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But just that alone it just intrigues me as to like, what the hell story is this guy trying to tell?
It's right? A clear indication for me that Zack Snyder does, like we all do this when we're creative. We're creative people.
Right.
Let's just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Right.
He just films the whole thing, and even if it doesn't stick, you see it on film.
Well, and I think what happens to him, though, is he does that. And if you have the patience to watch his vision, you would probably get it and you would probably understand it. You'd probably still feel like it was too long, but you would get it and you would go, oh, I understand the story he's telling, right? I've read comic book arcs that, when I was collecting comics as a kid, that took months because, I'm waiting for the next
Once a
one and all
week.
that. So, and I've read graphic novels that are long, man, with really long exposition in the middle where you're just like, what, is something going to happen anytime soon? Like, why are we still in the office? Like, why? Get out on the street, man. That's where things are happening. And I think that with Zack Snyder, it's a lot of that. So I just don't think we were able to see it. I know that when I watched the extended Batman versus Superman, the glaring things that really irritated the hell out of me got explanations. The other stuff that was just kind of annoying and just took too long and was like, oh God, can we get to it? That was all still there.
Yeah.
That was clearly still there. But like the really glaring things like why you haven't told anybody that Superman can't see through lead. So the idea that the guy had a lead chair and the bomb was in the lead chair when he was in the... Nobody got that. Nobody got that. But when there's a whole scene dedicated to it where Lois Lane figures it out and goes, it was lead. They didn't know it was lead. He's blaming himself and like tries to get a hold of Superman because he's blaming himself and she's trying to tell him. Like all the like those things, or like why the hell was Lois Lane in the desert and how did Superman know she was going to be there? And why were all those people hired by, like, how did Lex Luthor know that Superman was going to be there to set... And then to show, like, this is Lex's plan, and here's how he laid out his plan, and this is why these people were there, and they're texting him from there, and he's saying the asset by saying Lois, and they're putting her in harm's way because he knows, like, all that, where you go, oh, and it makes Lex Luthor look like the evil genius that he's supposed to look like,
right,
instead of looking like the weird version of, like, Todd from MySpace.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Or Tom. It was Tom, not Todd.
Yeah, Tom.
Tom. Yeah, Tom
In
from
closing,
MySpace.
for that part, why did you say that name?
Awful. Awful.
Come on.
Awful.
Come on. That's how they bond?
Right.
Give me a break.
Do we eat this now?
Terrible.
We should definitely eat that.
Oh. Talk about it.
Maple.
It's a maple bacon donut. It's from a place called Once Bitten, which is in Massapequa.
Is it Massapequa or Massapequa Park?
Massapequa.
Massapequa. Once Bitten. Not a sponsor.
Do this.
Just grab it and rip a piece.
Okay.
Not a sponsor. I've had it. I've had a bite. So it's going to be just you guys.
This is so sticky.
Enjoying
Here.
a maple bacon donut.
Thank you.
Now, these are yeast donuts, not cake donuts.
Okay.
I personally prefer the yeast donut to the cake donut.
Because it's airier.
Yes.
It's so good. Which they have, is it good?
Yeah.
They come in big, like they have the big pink boxes that they come in.
Oh.
So, which is a thing in Portland called Voodoo Donuts that they're very famous for.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
But they are known for giving you the big pink boxes, and their slogan is "Good things come in pink boxes."
Yep.
So I said this to the girl at the one. I'm like, "Oh, good things come in pink boxes, huh?" And she just looked at me like, "What?" Like,
because
I'm like, "You're
someone in the donut business
is
clearly has no idea what
that you're
Voodoo
ripping off
donut.
one of the famous, most famous things that you're ripping off of."
There. Guess they won't be a sponsor either.
I guess so, yeah. But
since
delicious
we are talking
donuts.
About not sponsors.
Right.
A couple weeks ago, we actually played a variety show type thing that happened on the YouTube and the Facebook. It was brought to us by Pickle Monster Hot Sauce.
Nice.
I'll do this. Right there. Go look for it. It's actually made by the band People Food.
Oh,
They're out
sweet.
of Philly, and one of the band members makes it at his house.
That's awesome.
And it's delicious. It's awesome. So definitely check it out. Not a sponsor.
Might have to use it when we do our wing special.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or we could just
we could do that too.
We could do that.
We could also do that.
Speaking of ingesting weird shit, Annie, I have some maple product in my fridge.
Oh, do you still have maple syrup?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
It's not syrup.
How many bottles?
It's not syrup.
I kept 2.
Okay.
So Jim
Out
and
of
I.
5?
I think there were more than 5. I think there were more than 5, but Jim and I are going to use them at some point.
So Annie's been doing a what is it?
A flea market?
Big yard sale?
Flea market, yeah.
Yeah.
So one week...
Jersey yard sale?
Yeah, my mom sells antiques. So she was like, you should come and sell your, crap you have at the house here. And I was like, okay. I've had stuff piling up there for years after, touring. And
We sold some stuff.
Yeah, I did. So Mel came out and wanted to sell some of her crap, too. So
Mel, the drummer of Jackknife Stiletto?
Yes. So she came out, and my mom had left, and, Mel and I are there, and this lady comes up to us like, oh, here's 3 cases of maple syrup, girls. You just take it. And we're like, okay. And then she gave us, another box of, these keyboard covers with donuts on them. And then, an entire box of, conditioner from, hotel conditions. It said the Radisson on it. And we're like, okay.
Notice she didn't bring that and give that out.
Right. Why didn't you give that
Yeah,
out?
Mel has that. So if you want some, you could contact Mel.
You want to give her phone number out?
Yeah, it's So, yeah, when I called my mom after, I was like, we got all this maple syrup, we got keyboard covers, we got all this stuff. She's like, don't leave it at my house. So I think there's actually a case at my mom's house.
Oh my god.
But
So someone stands behind their product
if I just leave it.
when they're at a flea market with it, and when it's time to leave the flea market and they have cases of it left, and they scan the flea market and they go, either they go, look at those girls, I bet they really enjoy maple syrup and keyboard covers. Or
Let me just
they
leave
go,
it here.
or they go, who here won't say no? Who here looks polite? Who looks polite and they won't say no to me? If I unload cases of maple
They made it
syrup.
Yeah, they made it seem so nice though, they were doing us a favor of
Right.
giving us all this free product. We don't like to give it to the male cells. You girls seem nice. Here, take all this stuff. And we were like, okay.
Suckers.
So they flattered you first.
Yeah.
You took the bait.
We did. Yeah.
And then you stuck me with a case because you tried to give it to all the people hanging out.
Yeah. And they all seemed to.
Oh, this is great. And then you
and then
left.
I left.
Then you left, and as they walked past the box, they put them back in the box, and then I walk out, and I'm like, why do we have 25 things? What?
It's a great parting gift.
And then I came the next week, and he was like, hey, you want to take some of these home? And I was like, no, those are mine. I got nothing to do with that.
I gave some to my landlord. She actually gave some back to me.
That's how good it is, huh?
So if anyone would like maple syrup,
right. I don't know if we can call it syrup.
Yeah, I don't think it's
maple product.
Yeah.
Maple
topping. Maple topping.
A
maple flavored liquid.
Liquid.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
thick liquid.
Viscosy.
Yeah.
A maple viscous. Pourable.
I wouldn't really say
viscous maple pourable topping.
an ingredient.
Yeah,
It's not really an ingredient. I don't know if it's
I
quite
think
there.
Sugar.
Sugar. I think it's just
In
sugar,
there.
water, and
I don't know if there's any maple in it.
I don't think so either.
There's brown number 18, I believe.
Yeah, brown 18 and maple flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
maple bacon is very good, though.
Oh, and natural seasonings.
Natural
suspect.
flavors.
Suspect.
You love those.
Suspect.
No, but it's flavors.
I don't buy it.
Flavors, yeah.
I don't buy it.
Well.
You can't name it. It's not natural.
It's a natural flavor.
Yeah, dirt.
Well, natural.
Dirt is a natural flavor.
Yeah.
I don't want it sprinkled on my fucking pancakes.
Speak for yourself.
Speaking for myself. I'll put dirt on your pancakes. Whatever, man. You do you. Live your dream.
Yeah. Well then.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Here on Bacon is My Podcast.
That's yeah.
Is this the end? Are we ending it?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we could end it. Do you want to end it?
Do you have anything else to say?
Well,
Where can people see what you do?
Yeah.
Jackknifestiletto.com. I
Oh.
guess. I don't know. We're on the internet right now, and
We're all on the internet.
we're
right
all on
now.
the internet, so you
On
can
the
see us.
interwebs, you do a lot of interactive things, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell them about the interactiveness.
It's on the YouTubes. We might be on Twitch at this point whenever this comes out.
What should they search for?
Just search jackknifestiletto.com.
Jackknifeandthestilettos.com.
If you go to the tour, Jackknife and the Stiletto, jackknifestiletto.com. If you go on the tour section, all of our streams are now on our tour section. So
That's a smart idea.
Everywhere in the virtual world, that's where it'll let you know.
Excellent.
Right?
Yeah.
And then at Annie Stoic if you want to follow me.
Nice. Very nice.
Personally, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
We also have Frenchton Tees.
Yes.
Yeah.
FrenchtonTees.com. They are a sponsor.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
let's just go with that.
Yeah, we're just going with that. To buy all of your what Frenchton needs. If you like smush-faced dogs and you like funny T-shirts,
That sounds good.
If you don't like dogs, then I don't know why you wouldn't
well,
go to
yeah,
the site.
then I mean,
right?
No, I agree.
whatever. Go buy a cat.
And if you don't like dogs, I mean,
That's a problem.
stop watching.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Don't stop watching.
Don't
But
stop watching.
Stop.
But don't listen.
Don't listen.
Like watch with the volume off, or
Right.
or listen with the picture off.
One or the other is fine.
Or if you're just listening to us audibly, audibly, orally. If you're just being oral with us, then learn to like dogs.
There you go.
Yeah,
that.
they're awesome. They're better than we are.
That explanation was just like a Zack Snyder film.
It was. It was too long.
Too long.
Didn't make a lot of sense in the middle. Meandered.
Yeah. Meandering is such a great word.
Yeah.
It makes you think of this. Like
Right.
literally just this. I was meandering.
Yeah, I need to go in a straight line. I'm gonna take 4 rights.
3 rights.
I'll
make
get
a
there.
left.
I'll get there. That's true.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Speaking of 3 rights, I think that's what we made.
I believe we did.
So
we're gonna meander off now.
Meandering.
Thank you for watching. And please like and subscribe. Give us 5 stars if you're listening to us on Apple, because that will help people hear about us. Share us with your friends. If you're having us on the commute, man, pack a bunch of people in that vehicle and make them listen.
Yeah. And don't forget to hit the little bell thingy.
Yeah, hit the bell.
Hit the thumbs up.
Smash that bell.
Smash that bell.
Smash
I've seen
it.
that a couple times.
Yeah, smash the bell.
Would you like to do the honors with the new remote? Jim hasn't still.
I still haven't.
I get to do it?
He doesn't let
I
me.
get to scoop
I don't
him?
get to
What
work
do I
things.
do?
It's the
stop button?
All right.
Okay.
Okay, she's got the remote, so if this goes bad, if this goes south,
Bye.
it's her fault.
Thank you guys for tuning.
All right, man, I'm excited. You know why?
Why? Why are you excited?
We're part of the Den.
Ooh, we're here having some whiskey in the den. Hanging out in the den. It's like the man den.
Yeah.
What's the den?
Den is the Deluxe Edition Network, an awesome network of podcasts that you could check out at deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Check out all the podcasts there. Lots of good stuff, including now, fresh and new, Bacon is My Podcast. What's your bacon?